Tega is all dressed up and ready for you. And
No,
then
undercover,
oh,
undercover.
okay, undercover.
For
Okay.
today, undercover.
All right, now Nigeria's senior women's national basketball team, the Tigresses or the Tigress, are expected to arrive in Yaoundé, Cameroon today ahead of their Afrobasket title defense that begins on Saturday. The Tigers will open their title defense against Mozambique on Saturday and face Angola on Monday. According to the Nigeria Basketball Federation (NBBF), the 13 players have been preparing for.
So there were questions that about if we are already not arriving so early for the tournament, why are we having a 15-hour layover? So there was annoyance and there was anger, and but eventually they arrived Yaoundé. So the important thing now is to focus on what you came there for, which is go there and win the tournament. The Nigerian team is one of the best in Africa, and so we hope it doesn't turn out like the men's team. For the men's team, though, a lot of our internationals could not come. For the women's team, some of our internationals are here, so it's almost the same team that went for the Olympics, pretty much the same team. So maybe a different result and a different effect. So we expect that by Saturday against Mozambique, the girls will step up and do what they know how to do best. But it's important that the girls go out and set their record and win their championship. That's what they came out to do. So
Oh
support the
yeah.
girls, follow them, watch them, talk about them, because we need this support in basketball too.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do.
We do need the support, and well done, ladies. I know how's the Aisha Buhari Cup going? I know it's a kickoff,
That's
or
the
that's today.
that's
That's
today.
today. Kickoff is today. We look forward to the Super. Oh, there we go.
You know I will
Sweden-based
talk
Super
about
Falcons.
it, right?
I was going to say that. It's okay.
The spirit was connected.
Sweden-based Super Falcons defender Gloria Bonner has boasted that the Nigerian women's national team remains the side to beat when hostilities commence at the Six Nation Aisha Buhari Invitational Women's Tournament in Lagos this month. As champions of Africa, she said, we have a status to defend. I am aware that no team should be underrated, but the Super Falcons remain the team to beat. But be it Mali, Morocco, or any other country, they can never be a serious threat to us.
Yeah, so that and that's the important thing. So just know there are no minnows in football, but just know that you are the Super Falcons, you are the best national team in Africa, you are the champion. You cannot People cannot just come and beat you, especially in your own backyard. So
Yep.
yeah, at the what you know as the Onikon Stadium happening today, I think from 4 p.m. we play the first match. So please come out, support the girls. It's not time to sit down and say, oh, well, maybe we'll see how they'll do before we start supporting. Support from the beginning. They start today, and a lot of people have come out to say, yeah, this is the first lady's invitational. That's not what it's about. It's at the end of the day, it still comes down to the football that is being played on the pitch.
Yep.
The girls are in action. The Super Falcons of Nigeria
Mm.
are in action. Not the first ladies team, but the Super Falcons of Nigeria are in action. Are you stepping up to support? That's what's important.
That's
So
a key
today
question.
they start their first match.
All right, we have some more stories.
Yes,
Going to
Lewis
Formula
Hamilton
One.
has said that Formula One's Halo safety device saved his life in his crash at the Italian Grand Prix. The 36-year-old seven-time world champion was hit by Red Bull's Max Verstappen with the Dutchman's car driving over Hamilton's Mercedes. Imagine. Now, Hamilton was quoted as saying, I feel very fortunate today. Thank God for the Halo which saved me and saved my neck. The Briton added, I'm so grateful I'm still here. I feel incredibly blessed that someone was watching over me today. How
Yeah,
close was he?
it was close because even the top of his helmet was damaged.
Ha!
That's how close it was. He had to duck, and even ducking,
Wow.
the tire was over his head. So
Wow.
really, really close call. But at the end of the day, it comes down to all the measures, the safety measures that have been put in F1
Mm.
over time. Because time after time there have been changes, and when these changes come, there are always questions after the testing, during the testing, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, this halo has proved to be the one.
Yes.
This halo was also part of the things that saved what's his name last year that had the accident that got burnt. Oh goodness, how could I forget him because he's left F1 Tega? You're wicked. But I remember eventually.
Yeah.
And then this one, the Hamilton save was very evident. I think I was more disappointed in a lot of the takes about about the Lewis Hamilton incident from some of the commentators, from some of the fans, and understand you have to support your man. I understand a lot of people want to see a rivalry or a battle in F1, but I think it's ridiculous to tell me that there was enough space for Verstappen to make it through. There's no way. Some people are blaming the sausage curb. The sausage curb was there from Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So Verstappen knew there was a sausage curb. You saying that they shouldn't have put it there on Sunday during the race because of an incident, it's just silly. Because he knew it was there. So the whole idea is either you drive over it or you step back and let Hamilton move. Your tires were warmer. You could have still overtaken him in front. Even if maybe he could have overtaken you eventually later, but you could still overtaken him in front. There was no need for the rush. So the takes for me are very responsible. It's almost as if a lot of F1 enthusiasts are so eager for a battle in F1 that they would accept or they would forgive the recklessness and the irresponsibility of Verstappen oftentimes just to let that battle go on. Because I hear some people say, when they say, oh, why didn't Verstappen back down? They'll be like, it's Verstappen, he won't back down. That's not right. So because he's silly, you can't call him out. But if it's somebody else, they'll be the first to say, oh, Lewis should have backed down. So we've gone through a lot of the collision that both drivers have had. And the only times these guys have had a crash is the 2 times that Lewis did not back down.
Wow.
Every other time.
So the problem is not Lewis.
So the problem is not Lewis. Lewis has just said, you know what? If I feel I have right of way, I'm not going to be bullied.
Yeah.
Because most in general, Lewis is battling for the title. So even when Verstappen drives around him in a funny way, he just back out and say, you know what? It's about getting points on the board as opposed to crashing out of the race. This time he had the corner and he was going. And then you landed up on top of his head. And you, who claims that you have the spirit of sportsmanship, comes out from your car and walks away. No look. No checking on the guy,
no empathy, nothing.
And days after, he just be like, "We'll get over it."
And guess what? He actually easily cries out.
Yeah, he's very. He said that's what happened. No, I think what he said was the one most upsetting. That's what happens when you don't give me space. There should, are you entitled to my space? I mean, it's ridiculous, but hey, at the end of the day, he's been punished. I don't think the punishment is adequate because giving him a 3-place grid in the Russian Grand Prix is not enough. Russian Grand Prix that you can overtake people. They should give him if you give him a 3-place grid on a track that is hard to overtake at, I'll be like, okay, that makes sense. Russian Grand Prix that they are driving like Lagos Express.
You didn't just say that. They are driving like Lagos Express.
But hey, at the end of the day, let's thank the Halo for saving and the new inventions that they keep bringing up for the safety measures for the drivers.
All right, thank you so much. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back to share the rest of the stories with you. You're listening to the Locker Room 981. It's a part of Smooth Breakfast. Here we have Tega Najaife, Tega Supreme, with Ayamira Esse
and Valentine Novo.
Stay with us.
Okay, I've been seeing people doing a lot of detective work. Have you finished?
We're almost done. Before the break, because we have to edit quickly because it's already live. Yeah, sorry. How much is it?
Yeah, press spoil.
No, it's not me. I don't spoil things.
I've taken picture. I saw that it fell from your hand.
No, I don't spoil things, my sister. I beg. Then to discuss.
Oh, that's right. That's lovely. Hey.
Okay.
Childhood cancers or cancers?
Childhood cancers. Okay.
Or you could say pediatric cancer. Childhood is the
Childhood is one that a layman can understand. Okay, we have comments. Don't tell me that this. Where is it now? Where can I save it? 7 comments. Or maybe they are welcoming to get back. Yes, so.
No, they use
our comments are still
use technology.
No, please, I'm not used to it.
You use technology. That's how they save Hamilton's life. It's technology. Techie.
This is the highest number of comments we've had in how long?
But that's because we don't have network issues.
Techie.
I think so, yeah. It slows
I
down.
don't think so.
I feel so sharp.
It's techie. Over
Techie,
there. Techie. Ayo.
No, what
we don't need.
connected
We don't
to
need
Wi-Fi.
that.
Okay, that's the first thing we did. We have to connect to his Wi-Fi. That was the first technology, so we can get messages. We don't have internet in the studio.
Hey, I beg God, please may I have the password? Let me connect to his Wi-Fi so that I will also have
It's
my
not
phone.
Wi-Fi, it's not sorting.
Hey! Val is a big boy.
Same
Have
here.
you noticed? Please, I want breakfast. It's not. I want breakfast in
Oh my
Delhi.
God.
City can afford data for
I
everybody.
trust Tega.
I want. I don't. My own. I don't always want anything but food. Food and shoes.
Tega, are you seeing?
I don't know. Food and shoe is what I want.
First half.
Okay, so we'll take some messages and then we'll start taking the stories about because the next story is big.
Maguire.
Maguire, you aspire to Maguire.
That's a line. Line for the day. Aspire to Maguire.
It's what I always do. So yesterday, I saw a fine mechanic.
Wow.
Hey Jesus.
Wow.
No. This mechanic was fine. He shouldn't have been a mechanic.
Wow.
But then, why do I say that? Like mechanic is not good work.
No,
No. Seriously, because it's. I mean,
It's the Nigerian bias.
Thank you, because abroad that man would have cost more money.
Yep.
But
Yep.
because he was mechanic when dirty trouser and dirty singlet.
Have you not heard, Val, which mechanic were they telling us about that is controlling things in Lagos? They are mechanics and they are mechanics.
Please, I need that video.
Yes, I'm editing it. Once I'm
This
done.
mechanic was on point, and he fixed my car well. That makes it even better.
Hey, maybe he wants to fix
Sweet
something
spot.
more.
You are not interested.
Was he an Arsenal fan,
Cruz.
I'm not interested, though.
Cruz says, Valomo, give me hotspot password too now. Cruz.
No. We don't do like that. Children of God, we don't used to do like that. We just look and admire the work of God and walk on by.
And what on
Please, has anybody noticed that Tega is putting on Mercedes hat from Lewis Hamilton? Like, it's not enough to fans.
Don't
like,
think if I was the first
our farm
face
team
cap
is on
I
a
could
different. Hold on.
reach.
We farms from our farm. We farms from locker room. Tega her farming is from the
somebody
tarmac.
that is on TV.
He.
Cruise. You're cruising, innit?
Tega.
I can't shout.
Is this soup? Or...
But no, all this one you say so you avoid delis. I must eat delis today. I've already anticipated
I
the
don't
way that
sponsor
my
the show.
egg.
They are not sponsoring the show, please. Excuse me. Burger. Locker room. From food, we're talking about breakfast. Back to sports.
It's a breakfast show, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
If you're not watching on YouTube, I'm sorry. But yes, we continue talking sports here in the Locker Room 981. You can join the conversation on our YouTube channel, Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Whilst you're there, don't forget to subscribe.
Yes, please, and send messages through WhatsApp 0809-444-0981. Ugo here says, "Welcome back, Olua Tega."
Yes,
It's
sir.
true. Please start training Ayo for inevitable
trained.
absent days. We're trained. We'll give you summaries on Monday.
Which
Ugo Collins, it says, on the UCL games, Chelsea were lucky because Zenit had good chances. Barca is in shambles. United is too full of themselves. And good thing is, it's a bunch of young boys that brought them back to earth.
we are coming to that United story.
Bronson.
Ronson says, thank God Djokovic couldn't make the calendar slam to make his unprecedented 21st Grand Slam. Ooh, the Tigers will have the complement of the full squad. Great, they should retain the trophy.
And Femi here says Manchester United need a modern, progressive manager. If you can't beat young boys with Ronaldo, and then says 2018 Man United under an outdated coach. Thank you for that.
Thank you,
breakdown.
Femi. Ima from Yaba says, Chai, so there will be traffic around stadium this weekend because of Aisha Buhari Cup.
And that's why you should just branch. Just park and branch.
Yeah.
No need to do waste.
Exactly.
Just park and go home when the traffic comes. So that you waste fuel.
Yusuf.
What do
Yusuf. Sorry.
Yeah, Yusuf is asking how much the ticket is for today.
Hey, I will get that information. Just follow me
Yes, please.
on any social media
I'll check
platform.
us.
I will give it to you.
That's
Airlines
right.
International.
Dakpo here says there are two Tigers. The one that hates Arsenal and the one that secretly loves Arsenal. Have you seen the video that he sent? It says Roman Grosjean is the driver who survived.
Oh,
the
you're a
fire
wonderful man.
accidents.
Yes,
With
yeah,
the
I'm a
spot-
wonderful
And
man.
that shows how involved they are.
Yes.
Sure. So spot on Tega about Verstappen is a spoilt brat.
I agree.
Privileged kid.
I agree. Landway from the abroad says, ironic how Lewis called the Halo the worst looking modification back in 2016. Guys, forget things now. Fortunately, that collision didn't go worse. But yeah, I agree that Max was out of order there. They don't call him Mad Max for nothing. I take a driver saved by the Halo last year in the fireworks. Okay, yeah. Sure,
Yeah, Larry, thank you for. See, that's why I like local people. They will give me the answer.
Because they are
Yeah.
very involved. And
They are not
invested.
here for very educated, very informed,
Absolutely.
very up to date.
Yep.
I love my people.
Cruz here
One for
says,
you.
Valo, go away, Cruz. He says, Tega, I don't think Lewis is an Arsenal fan though.
And then
We're not interested.
says,
That line is too long.
good morning. calling the delectable Tega Supreme. For me, Verstappen is which sport. I'm sorry. It's just too reckless, and he's always a crybaby who hides behind sportsmanship. But when he's not the one, when he's the one that drives recklessly, he will now say it's a sport, and that's the way the sport is. He could have allowed Lewis to pass, but no, he wanted to show himself. And the commentators, sport enthusiasts who were commenting rubbish, are just irresponsible with their comments. Then to Manu. Ole should just resign. He doesn't know anything about tactics in football. He's a terrible manager. People who excuse him because he made up for people that don't know football.
All right, let's get to the Ole story then.
All right, so Manchester United captain Harry Maguire is confident the Old Trafford side will get over their last gasp 2-1 defeat against Young Boys in Switzerland today. Yeah, well, as of yesterday, make an impact in this season's Champions League.
Oh yes, they can easily get over that. But ironically, a friend of mine who's a Manchester United fan, after they signed Cristiano Ronaldo, you know how the group is. People are saying yes, now we can go for Champions League, we can go for this, and he said, "I'm not worried about anything. I just want us to beat Young Boys." Yeah. That was the only team he mentioned. He didn't mention any other team in the group. He just said, "If we can beat these Young Boys, then I will know that we are ready." Ashe, last night. Last night happened. And so I remember when before the match started, I said, "Oh, Cristiano Ronaldo is going to use these Young Boys to start another GOAT interview, greatest of all time interview." And then Cristiano Ronaldo scored in the 13th minute. I was like, yes, the rain of goals are coming. I sat down very well to enjoy the goals. The Young Boys did not agree, because even with 11 men of Manchester United, they kept pushing. They put Manchester United under pressure. The difference was they didn't have the quality. And then the Cristiano Ronaldo looking for a penalty came in. If you ask me, there was contact between the defender and Cristiano Ronaldo, and the contact was in the back. It wasn't shoulder to shoulder. From where I saw it, it looked like the defender actually put his hand in Ronaldo's back. But Cristiano Ronaldo was looking for it because, he's 36 now. 27-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo would have beaten that boy. But 36-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo was running at the same pace with the boy. So he knew he couldn't go in front of the guy to score the goal. So he was calling the guy to give him contact. But the guy was a little smart about the way he did the contact. He contacted him with his hip, side to side, and then that hand in the back. And so the referee just looked at me and said, "Hey, it's coming together, moving on." And no penalty. And so if you ask me, it was just on the verge of a penalty. Yeah. And maybe if they had given it to CR7, it would have been Manchester United 2, Young Boys 0. And because Manchester United were one man down at the time, it would have destroyed the psychology of the Young Boys. But timing, like I said, in life is everything. And so they didn't get that penalty then. They went on to score the equalizer, and then they started chasing the winner. And they started chasing the winner, and what made Ole look even worse is that they're chasing the winner, and Ole is sitting back saying, let me be dodging all these blows instead of trying to counter punch. And that's, again, another psychological advantage. When the other team acknowledges that you have acknowledged you have a weakness, they will prey on that weakness. Should be numerical advantage, we use it. Because I've seen teams that are one man down actually go on to win from behind. But it was the way Ole arranged his team after they went one man down, and that was it. So yes, it was a Jesse Lingard mistake that led to the winner, but the Young Boys already had the advantage because they saw that Manchester United were just sitting deep and trying to go away with a draw.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Nice one.
Let's move on now to this one. Paris Saint-Germain have been labelled as the side to beat in the Champions League since Lionel Messi joined during the close season. But coach Mauricio Pochettino warned that he had not yet turned his stellar cast of players into a team. In his words at the news conference, he says, "We're not a team yet. We're a club that has recruited many players this summer. There are some big names, but we have to turn into a team."
Good. So now he's already making excuses just in case the failure comes. You're telling you're not a team. You're not a team yet. Don't say I didn't tell you. Oga, you have Mbappe, Neymar, Messi. You better win the World Cup. I don't care how you do it. But yeah, it's a huge task. He's not lying. He still needs to turn that stellar cast into a team. Then he still need to find a rhythm. They still need to understand each other. But these are world-class players. Nobody gives you time. the way it is noodles time you have. 2 minutes.
Mm.
Then you drop them on the pitch, they are ready to go. And that's what he has. So he has no excuses. And that's the problem with modern football. They spend so much money for instant results. You can't come and tell them they need time to build, to regroup, to understand, is this a marriage? My friend, this is football, this is business. Just give us our returns immediately. And that's where the problem with coaching big players like this are. But the good news for him is that he's facing a Club Brugge side.
Yeah.
It's not he's not starting his first game like Barcelona started with Bayern Munich. He's starting with a team that ideally, when you talk financially, when you talk tactically, when you talk quality of players, they are a little inferior. I know this is the Champions League, but they're an inferior team. So it's a good way to slide into the Champions League for him, and then he can use that to assess the result. But the most important thing, Pochettino, is that this is not Tottenham Hotspur. You will not have time.
Please.
You have to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Running.
I have messages on YouTube. Adefeme Mafe says, someone said in 2018, football is easy when you have great players. The quality here is unbelievable. And he adds, Manchester United need a modern, progressive manager if you can't beat young boys with Ronaldo.
And then Ibrahim Hassan says Verstappen was just being silly and childish, always wanting to have his way. Thank God nothing happened to Hamilton.
All right. And this one from Adefeme says, Manchester United under outdated coach. Young boys 0 to Manchester United 3. Manchester United under modern progressive manager. Young boys 2. Manchester United 1. So,
All right, nice one. Let's go on to our final story for today.
Yes.
Ibrahimovic out of Milan's Champions League return at Liverpool. Zlatan will miss Zlatan Ibrahimovic, that is, will miss AC Milan's return to Champions League football with an Achilles tendon injury, which will keep him out of their trip to Liverpool, according to coach Stefano Pioli.
Yeah,
yesterday.
big one. So huge matches coming up today in the Champions League. There's the Real Madrid, Inter Milan. I hear Benzema is fit for that one, so that one should be a cracker. Because of the form of Inter Milan in this area, and the way that Real Madrid, you already know the history of Real Madrid and Ancelotti in the Champions League, so that should be an interesting one. But the second other interesting one would have been AC Milan against Liverpool if the Zlatan were there. Zlatan turns 40 this year. And he still scored again on Saturday for good measure.
Yeah.
Just flick of the foot.
Just
score.
my birthday gift to you guys.
Let me just show you. Yeah. Unfortunately, he picked up, and that's the thing with old age. You can't do some things I used to do because every small thing you hear click. So there's an injury, there's a muscle pull somewhere. Wow. I used to wake up at once before. Now I wake up in stages. My head wakes up, then my neck wakes up, then my torso wakes up.
Then when you want to get out of bed,
then
your leg gets out before your waist follows.
So it's stages, and that's what's happening to Zlatan because he played one fantastic game, and now there's an injury, and so he's out of the Liverpool tie. So it doesn't. It waters it down. If you ask me, it waters it down a little. That's not to say that an Olivier Giroud or an Ante Rebic, who the coach is thinking of replacing him with, cannot do something spectacular, because they can. I'm just saying, when you take out Zlatan Ibrahimovic with his presence, with his godlike status, it's a completely different fixture. But Liverpool want to start out well, and AC Milan want to start out well. I think AC Milan, Liverpool on the surface have the advantage, but AC Milan will try to do something. So let's see how it goes this evening. Tune in and watch from 7:45. Don't miss it.
Yes, please.
No. I'm watching the Super Falcons match. Are they showing it on
The Super Falcons would have played and finished
What time are
now.
they playing?
4.
4, yeah.
Okay,
Then
okay.
7:45 is the next one.
Super Falcons would have played and finished.
I
So you
want
finish with Super Falcons, then you
girls
just enter one small place and
Yes.
have a drink or two while you are watching the
Yeah.
Champions League. Don't rush home. There's nothing happening in your house but sleep. Just live life.
Life will
Then
be
you
lovely.
then you go home and sleep.
Oh, Tyre says young boys mustered courage and became men. Manchester United, step forward and claim your L. It's the audacity for me. Indeed, the young did grow. This Champions League gist is so exciting. Arsenal can.
Yeah.
You people.
Let's take the next story. Let's take the next message.
Yeah.
Very natural Arsenal.
Emeka says, I don't understand why Barca fans are complaining. Their last encounter with Bayern ended 8-2. Only 3-0 they are complaining. That's improvement, we are.
Ronson says, he was just so upbeat and confident that CR7, that's Cristiano Ronaldo, was going to score on his second debut. You be sabi woman. And they said, please, can you explain to me why some La Liga teams played and some postponed?
Okay.
Tosan here says,
Pochettino is just making excuses, but PSG always spends more, yet no big results. In honesty, or in all honesty, though the team needs to get its rhythm, I'm just not happy that Ibrahimovic won't play against Liverpool today, and I'm happy that Bayern beat Barcelona, my rivals.
Thank you so much. And Cruz, final messages. Everything the color of our bottle, Jerry. Yeah, question for the gods. 9:30 is the time. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching for our YouTube fam. Thank you for engaging for those who sent in messages.
Now,
Really
to correct
appreciate you.
this notion,
What?
Abdulaziz says you guys should at least offer Tega a seat. How about, are you?
No.
Does Tega look like someone that would need to be offered a seat?
I don't like
The
to sit down when we are
landlady.
talking
She's
sports.
the
You understand?
landlady.
There's energy. If I sit down, the chair may break. You understand? So I have
too
to.
much. Oh my gosh. On that note, follow Tega Supreme
Oh, God.
and her work with the ladies in sports at LIS International. Just visit the website ladiesinsport.com. Ayo is at Ayo Myro Essay.
Valentine at Valentine Ohu.
That's Smooth 981.
And I'm out.
Next one. You're going without your deli's breakfast. Don't say